Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today I am going to be filming my birthday haul. My birthday was on February 21st, but it wasn't until Saturday, March 6th that I got everything, and it's March 9th when I'm filming this. So there are a few things that I don't have with me. I've already put some stuff away just because it has been so long. But I got a pair of socks, I got 2 nail kits, and I think it's called a shower spa. And I think that's all I've already put away. But I have everything else here. Majority of them are books. So I'm going to start with the stuff that aren't books, and then I'll go into the books. So the first thing I got is this mini cupcake muffin pan. I got this from my grandma on my mom's side, along with a pair of these scissors, 2 smaller spatulas, and then a bigger spatula. And then I got 2 mini ladles as well. And then I got a small strainer, stainless steel strainer, and then a bigger one. All of this is from my grandma on my mom's side. The 2 nail kits were from my grandma on my stepmom's side, and then the pair of socks and shower spa thing was from my grandma on my dad's side, along with this. It's a wraparound towel. I have 2 of these already. I have a black and white one, and then a red and white one that's over there. So yeah, that's what I got that aren't books. So I got most of these books from a website called thriftbooks.com. And then I got 4 books from Walmart. So the first one I have is None of the Above by I.W. Gregro. I don't know how to say his last name or her last name. I don't know. But it's about this person named Kristen who outwardly looks like a girl, but she has male chromosomes, not to mention boy parts. And so when she goes to the doctor and she has to mark female or male, she doesn't know what to put. So that's the first one. And then I have Lost My Way by Gail Foreman. It says, around the time that Freya loses her voice while recording her debut album, Heron is making plans to run away from everyone he has ever loved, and Nathaniel is arriving in New York City with a backpack, a desperate plan and nothing left to lose, when a fateful accident draws these 3 strangers together. The secrets start to unravel as they begin to understand that the way out of their own loss might just helping the others out of theirs. An emotional, cathartic story of losing love, finding love, and discovering the person you are meant to be. I have lost my way as the best-selling author Gail Foreman at her finest. So I'll show all the ones that I got from Thrift Books first. And Thrift Books it's a used online bookstore. I've used it once before. I can't remember what book I got from it. But anyways, I used it once before. And because they are used, they can be a little torn and stuff, but other than that, they're in really good condition. And so the next one I got is Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. It says, when Perfect Parker fatally starts drinking at school and failing her classes, all of St. Peter's I'm going to start again because I messed up. All of St. Peter's High goes on alert. How has the cheerleader captain girlfriend of the most popular guy in school, consummate teacher's pet and future valedictorian, fallen so far from grace? Parker doesn't want to talk about it. She'd just like to be left alone, to disappear, to be ignored, but her parents have placed her on suicide watch, and her counselors are demanding the truth. Worse, there's a nice guy falling in love with her, and he's making her feel things again when she'd really rather not be feeling anything at all. Nobody would have guessed she'd turn out like this, but nobody knows the truth. Something horrible has happened, and it just might be her fault. So then I got Keeping You a Secret by Julie Ann Peters. It says, first time I saw her was in the mirror on my locker door. I'd kicked my swim gear onto the bottom shelf and was reaching to the top of my calc book when she opened her locker across the hall. She had a streaked blonde ponytail dangling out the back of her baseball cap. We slammed our lockers in a U-turn and turned. Her eyes met mine. Hi, she said, smiling. My stomach fluttered. Hi, I answered automatically. She was new, had to be. I would have noticed her. She sauntered away, but not before I caught a glimpse of her t-shirt. It said, I am are you. Am I what? So yeah, that's the next book. And then I got This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales. I think that's how you say her name. It says, Elise Dembowski is not afraid of a little hard work. In fact, she embraces it. All her life, she's taken on big, all-encompassing projects. When she's 15, she embarks on the biggest and most important project of them all, becoming cool, except she fails miserably, and everything falls to pieces. Now, if possible, Elise's social life is even worse than it was before, until she stumbles into an underground dance club and opens the door to a world where seemingly overnight, a previously uncool high school sophomore can become the hottest new DJ sensation. Elise finally has what she always wanted. Acceptance, friendship, maybe even love, until the real world threatens to steal it all away. In a professionally genuine and funny voice, Layla Sales delivers an exuberant novel about identity, relationship, and the power of music to bring people together. And then I have The 5 Stages of Angie Bradley by Sean David Hudson. It says, Angie Bradley was supposed to die that night. His parents did, and so did his sister, but he survived. Now he lives in the hospital, he serves food in the cafeteria, he hangs out with the nurses, and he sleeps in a forgotten supply closet. Drew blends into near invisibility, hiding from his past, his guilt, and those who are trying to find him. Then one night a boy named Rusty is reeling into the AR, burned on half his body by hateful classmates. His agony calls out to Drew like a beacon, pulling them together through all their pain and grief. In Rusty, Drew sees hope, happiness, and future for both of them. A future outside the hospital and away from their past. But Drew knows life is never that simple. Death roams the hospital searching for Drew and now Rusty. Drew lost his family, but he refuses to lose Rusty too. So he's determined to make things right. He's determined to bargain and to settle his debts once and for all. But death is not easily placated, and Drew's life will have to get worse before there is any chance for things to get better. So this book, it looks, it has the normal like chapter book, and then every so often it will have like a comic book style, which I didn't know that until I got it a few days ago. So then the next one I have is Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley, I think is how you say his name. And then I have the description on my phone because I couldn't find it on the book. It says 16-year-old Solomon is agoraphobic. Hey, no. Abby, no. He hasn't left the house in 3 years, which is fine by him. Ambitious Lisa desperately wants to get into the second-best psychology program for college. She's being realistic, but it's ambitious alone enough to get her in. Enter Lisa, determined to fix Soul. Lisa steps into his world, along with her charming boyfriend Clark. And soon the three form an unexpected bond, but as Lisa learns more about Saul, and he and Clark grow closer and closer, the walls they've built around themselves start to collapse, and their friendship threatens to do the same. And then I have this one. It's Luna by Julie Ann Peters. The description for this one's also on my phone. Regan's brother Liam can't stand the person he is during the day. Like the moon from whom Liam has chosen his female name, his true self, Luna, only reveals herself at night. In the secrecy of his basement bedroom, Liam transforms himself into a beautiful girl he longs to be. With help from his sisters, clothes and makeup, now everything is about to change. Luna is preparing to emerge from her cocoon, but are Liam's family and friends ready to welcome Luna into their lives? Compelling and provocative, this is an unforgettable novel about a transgender teen's struggle for self-identity and acceptance. And then this next one, I have read this one before on my computer for school my junior year. It's The Giver by Lewis Laurie. And it's basically about a community who they don't get to make their own choices and everything is the same. They're designated their jobs, like birth mothers, will produce the new children, and then they will be assigned to appropriate family units, and each family can only get one male and one female. They're assigned their partners and their jobs, and everybody obeys. There's no conflict, inequality, divorce, unemployment, injustice, or choice. Everyone is the same except for one person, and his name is Jonas, which is who this book is kind of surrounded by. And so it says, at the ceremony of 12, the community's 12-year-old eagerly accept their predetermined life assignments, but Jonas is chosen for something special. He begins introduction in his life's work with a mysterious old man known only as the Giver. Gradually, Jonas learns that power lies in feelings, but when his own power is put to the test, when he must try to save someone he loves, he may not be ready. Is it too soon or too late? I've also watched the movie of this. Because when I had to read this is when, like a week and a half, 2 weeks after I had my one surgery. So I decided to watch the movie as well since I couldn't really get up and do anything. So that's the next book. And then I have Hold Still by Nina the Cur. I think that's how you say the name. It says, that night Ingrid told Caitlin, I'll go wherever you go. But by dawn, Ingrid was dead and Caitlin was alone. Suddenly, Caitlin has to deal with a completely unfair life. A life without the art, the laughter, the music, and the joy she shared with her best friend. When she finds the journal Ingrid left behind, Caitlin gets a chance to learn about another side of her friend. And the journal becomes her guide as she deals with forging new friendship, finding her first love, and learning to live without the one person who knew her best. And then I have 2 more from Thrift Books, and then 4 more from Walmart, and then I have 1 from Barnes & Noble as well. I got Hate List by Jennifer Brown. It says, 5 months ago, Valerie Lefterman's boyfriend Nick opened fire on the school cafeteria. Bella was as shocked as everyone else, but despite her own serious injuries, she's implicated in the crime because of the list. The list she and Nick made of people they hated, the list Nick used to pick his targets. Now, after a summer of seclusion, Val is forced to confront her guilt as she returns to school to complete her senior year. Haunted by the memory of the boyfriend she still loves and navigating rocky relationships with her family, her former friends, and the girl whose life she saved, Val must come to grips with the tragedy that took place and her role in it in order to make amends and move on with her life. So this one is a bit thicker compared to the other ones. And then the last one I got from Thrift Books is I Was Here by Gail Foreman. And it says, when her best friend Meg drinks a bottle of industrial strength cleaner alone in a motel room, Cody is understandably shocked and devastated. She and Meg shared everything, so how was there no warning? But when Cody travels to Meg's college town to pack up the belongings left behind, she discovers that there's a lot Meg never told her. About her old roommates, the sort of people Cody never would have met in her dead-end town in Washington. About Ben McAllister, the boy with a guitar and a sneer and some secrets of his own. And about an encrypted computer file that Cody can't open until she does, and suddenly everything Cody thought she knew about her best friend's death gets thrown into question. Okay, so then the 4 that I got from Walmart, I got Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. It says, for years, rumors of the Marsh Girl have haunted Broccoli Cove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived 4 years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be touched and loved. When 2 young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. And then inside the book, it has this map. So then I have Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Angie. It says, in Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads to the colors of the houses to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies the spirit more than Elena Hutchinson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter Pearl, and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to append this carefully ordered community. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Elena is determined to uncover the secrets in Mia's past. But her obsessions will come at an unexpected and devastating cost. Little Fires Everywhere explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. And then I got Darius the Great Is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. I don't know how to say the author's name. And it says, Darius Kellner speaks better Klingon than Farsi, and he knows more about habit social cues than Persian ones. He's a factional Persian, half his mom's side, and his first ever trip to Iran is about to change his life. Darius has never really fit in at home, and he's sure things are going to be the same in Iran. His clinical depression doesn't exactly help matters, and trying to explain his medication to his grandparents only make things harder. Then Darius meets Sohrab, I don't know how to say his name, the boy next door, and everything changes. Soon they're spending their days together playing soccer, eating Bellew, and talking for hours on a secret rooftop overlooking the city skyline. Sohrab calls him Darius, but the original fussy version of his name, Darius, has never felt more like himself than he does now that he's Darius to Sohab. By turns, hilarious and heartbreak, Adib Crohan's brilliant debut is for anyone who's ever felt not good enough, then met a friend who makes them feel so much better than okay. So then the last book I got from Walmart is The Designated Ugly Fat Friend by Cody Keplinger, I think. And it says 17-year-old Bianca Piper may not be the prettiest girl in her high school, but she has a loyal friend, a group of friends, a bidding writ, and a spot on BS detector. She's also way too small to fall for the charms of man-slut, Islami school, hottie Wesley Rush. But things aren't so great at home right now, and Bianca is desperate for a distraction. She ends up kissing Wesley where she likes it. Eager for escape, Bianca throws herself into a closeted enemy with benefits relationship with him. Until it all goes horribly airy, it turns out Wesley isn't such a bad listener, and his life is pretty screwed up too. Suddenly, Bianca realizes with absolute horror that she's falling for the guy she thought she hated more than anything. More than anyone. And then this last book, I got this one 2 weeks before my birthday, at Barnes & Noble, and it's this 24-hour bookstore novel by Robin Sloan, and I had started to read this one, but there was another book that I really wanted to start reading, and so I couldn't really focus on this one that well, and so I stopped reading this one and moved on to Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen McManus, I believe is her last name. But I will eventually read this one. But yeah, that's all I got for my 18th birthday. I'm not making this video to brag or anything. I just wanted to show you what I got. So comment down below any other video ideas you guys have. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified every time that I upload a new video. And I will see you hopefully next week if I can come up with a video idea. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Love you.